Welcome in everyone, James here, and the Troll Hunt event has just started. So I'm going to go over a few tips for the portal that should hopefully help make it a little bit easier for you and give you an idea of what's in there so you know what to prepare for. However, I'll start off by saying that this is, out of all the events, this is the easiest one to set up a strategy so that you can auto the entire thing. There's no transformation mechanics. Well, technically there is, but it's not like events like Blood Moon or Demon Gate where they transform and then they give more points. You will get the same amount of points throughout, and basically the special feature that they have, the main enemies, they turn to stone, and when they turn to stone, the only way to do damage to them is with hero powers or with a hammer. So if you do have a damage hammer, all you do is equip that and then auto the event. It is not too difficult. The final boss of the portal, his special feature is he grows when you hit him, and then as he grows bigger, I think it's a maximum of 5 times he can grow, but as he grows bigger, the damage that he puts out goes up quite a lot. So you do need to be a little bit wary of that stage with the boss in it, but if you've got the chain damage hammer set up properly, he shouldn't be too much of an issue. If he is an issue, you can play with it. You can add delay to the build or healers or something like that. Whatever you think is going to help. Test some things out, try it out, and that's it. So yeah, if you do have a damage hammer, this event is going to be pretty straightforward for you. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before I go into all the mechanics and stuff that is in this portal. Oh, and the magic number for this event, the magic number is 16. So if you count 16 enemies, not including the boss, there will be a boss stage on round 3 and a boss stage on round 5. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty simple event to play if you are sort of an older player and you've got this stuff already available, you've already built this stuff out. It's definitely one of the easier portals to play. So if that is all you wanted to know, then there you have it, and the next section of this video is going to be aimed at newer players that might not have seen this portal before, or if you're just struggling a little bit, I'm going to show you a way that you can play this portal and make it easier for you. So if you don't have the damage hammer set up, if you are a newer player, you sort of still leveling up and stuff, you're still trying to make your way through the game, then you're going to be taking this portal a lot slower than I just demonstrated in the last one. And the problem is, when you go slower, you see this enemy here, he can shrink you, and while that looks incredibly funny when it does happen, it is quite dangerous, because then the portal boss, his power is strong versus shrink, and then every time you hit him, he grows bigger. So if you get the circumstances just right to where you've made him grow and then you get shrank and then he hits you with his power, he can one-shot you. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit more wary if you're playing it slow. So this is what this guide is going to be for. So I'm going to take the triangle sword. If you do have a variation of the hammer, or if you're close to having the damage hammer, then take that. I'm just going to take this for demonstration purposes. In the new player guide, I recommend that you go with Alchemist, so that's what I'm going to do now. The first hero I recommend you level up is Grim. And then after that, Melissan is a brilliant one to have at level 60 as well. So I'm going to take those two. Great combo. Going with the Chaotic Gauntlet because it's incredibly powerful when you use it with Alchemists. And I'm going to equip 200% Alchemist charms. Now you might not have 200% available, but all the charms do is sort of speed it up a little bit. All these strategies will still work with less hero power. It will just make it a bit quicker. So the build here is 2 pieces for defense, the chest and the helmet there, and then I've got the 200% alchemist power, and the shoulders are not doing anything in this build right now because it's full of warrior charms. Now while I do recommend that you work towards the damage hammer because it makes stuff like this easier, for the rift you're better off going with the triangle sword. You're better off chiseling out the triangle sword and then moving on to the armor after the full guide. But that is my recommendations for newer player. And then once you've done all of that, you're happy with the weapon and you're happy with the armor, then do the hammer. And the strategy here is everything just works together, everything has synergy, and it works well. Because with the Chaotic Gauntlet, Millicent and Grim will charge up in 3 moves each, and both of them can lock down any of these monsters, because Millicent has stun and Grim has freeze. So you can stop them turning into stone because we don't have a hammer to hit them with. So it'll just take ages and it basically waste a turn. We can punch for rage after they try to turn to stone, but we can't really do much damage. If you need to heal, you can rage Grim and you'll get a pretty big heal. You get a heal depending on how many enemies there are, your heal will be bigger. It's worth noting as well that stun and freeze, they're level based. Okay, so if the enemy is 5 or 10 levels higher than your Grim or your Millicent, it won't work. The chances get lower the bigger the gap, the bigger the deficit in levels. Now, my heroes are level 60 and these guys are level 60. It's pretty reliable. Millicent fails a couple of times during this run, but it is pretty reliable. They're at the same level, so it's definitely worth keeping in mind. I've seen a couple of people trying to recommend to leave Grim at level 50 or at level 55 because you can use weaken charms to boost him, but nah, don't bother doing that. Just level him up to 60 because everything's going to be so much better. The heal is going to be so much better. There's literally no reason to leave him at level 50 or level 55. Keep going with him, push him to 60. Absolutely worth it. I don't care if he's blue, 100% worth it. And as you can see in the video, I am using the base powers to try and lock down the enemies to prevent them from turning to stone. Now this guy's going to shrink me, watch this. And it brings your damage down really low, but it also makes the damage you receive get higher as well. So yeah, it is pretty dangerous when you're in a boss round. I'm quite surprised that they haven't reused this power elsewhere because it is incredibly funny. I love it. But in Troll Hunt is the only place you ever see it. It's brilliant. And with this combo with the Chaotic Gauntlet, you're going to be gaining so much rage as well. I'm not using rage a lot in this fight because I'm trying to demonstrate what the powers do and stuff, but you'll be gaining so much rage. If I use both of the base powers, if I use a rage and both the base powers, the rage will be full again. Watch. So I can basically just spam as much rage as I want, and then it takes 3 moves to charge those heroes up again and do it all over again. So I can rage and rage and rage, and you can spam out the poison from Millicent, you can heal from Grim. It's just an all-round brilliant combo, and it works really well for this portal because you have the crowd control, because you can freeze the enemies, lock them down, stun them, and you can basically just control a lot more of what's happening in the fight. You can control when they transform. You can say, no, you're not charging your power, I'm stunning you. Incredible combo. And then moving into the last round, that's exactly what I want to do to the portal boss. I want to hold him there and just not let him hit me at all. So there's the guy in the back that can shrink me, so I decided to start off with a Millicent Rage to get poison out and start dealing damage into the back row. And then freeze the boss so he can't hit me, and you see him growing every time I hit him. So if he did hit me, every time you hit him, the hit that you're going to receive is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then if that guy at the back has shrunk you at the same time, you could be in trouble. So basically, using these 2 heroes to hold that boss and not let him do anything, it's a brilliant strategy. Now I will say, when you get to the expert, Rift, Stun and Freeze stop working when the threat is higher than your Rift power. So I won't get too comfortable trying to use this in the Rift, but we're not in the Rift now, so we can use everything we have at our disposal. And yeah, this is how I would fight this portal as a newer player, try and use what you have. Let me know what you're using, and let me know if this video has helped you push a little bit higher than you normally would. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have been James B09. Good luck out there.